Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Tomb of Annihilation, here on Double the Dice. So, let's jump right into it. You are all you just were finishing up in the Temple of Savras with Grandfather Zatembe. You had agreed that you would stay another night in Port Nine Zaru, and so that he could consult the guides and talk up to them about the night hag that's been torturing Lila. What would you like to do next?
Well, Grandfather Zatembe has answers in the offing. Aku was the other one that we suspected to have answers in the offing. Oh, she's at the Thundering Lizard, isn't she?
No, she's probably at another one of the temples doing charity work, honestly.
Oh, also, did we decide to sell the horn? Or we have after that?
We talked about doing that at Camp Righteous on our way downriver.
That's right.
Because here we would have to wait a long time and we'd get like 500 gold. And it could be a lot more. Because merchant princes. Yenben does not say out loud.
Oligarchy.
Yeah. So yeah, why don't we do we know when we were told about Aku, we were told where she is, right?
No, I don't think you were actually.
Oh.
So you'd have to talk to somebody you'd have to try to find her. You'd probably have to ask around.
The grandfather's a Timby. You know where a lady named Aku is? I'd have information.
Aku. Let me think. Do you have any other information about her?
Is she a priestess? You say she was a priestess, Yenben?
I don't know any priestesses named Aku.
No, she was one of the guides y'all talked to.
Oh, yes, I remember her. She has a tendency to hang out around some of the other temples in the area. You might find her at in the poorer part of town, or over in the by the big old ziggurat in the northwest, just outside the gate.
Well, at least that's nearby.
Yeah, it's not too far.
What time is it now? Is it late evening, you said? Or evening?
Midday.
Midday? Okay. Yeah.
Midday, afternoon kind of thing.
Should we head down there and then...
Yeah, may as well see what information we can get there. Though I don't know if we're actually going to want to go to Orlunga right now, since someone's pointing us due or south.
Yeah. Also, I mean, maybe there's the possibility of Chulton street tacos on the way, because I'm hungry. It's lunch.
What is a street taco?
Well...
And why are you eating street?
Well, it's not a taco made of street. It's a taco obtained on street.
Yeah,
you could have various grilled dinosaur meats. You could have chicken. You could have, that cool Chulton fruit that you always wanted to try on it.
Did you say a fruit taco?
Well, I mean, for dessert.
Oh. I've never had a fruit taco before.
I mean, me neither.
Sounds delicious.
Well, then we might as well go see if we can find one and see what the DM can pull out of his ass on our way over.
Yeah, but we'll get lunch. We'll get lunch, and then we'll go see Aku, and then we won't be grumpy when we go see Aku.
I make no promises.
You find exactly the kind of street taco you're looking for. Exactly the kind you dream about.
Perfect. Yummy.
Okay, so I imagine this vendor as like a very, very large, very silent orcish person with one of those sort of like Kiss the Cook type aprons, but it says Kiss the Orc instead. And they're like barbecuing. all kinds
Oh
of
yeah.
meats and things.
They've got one of those like donair style like rotisseries going that's spinning, and they like hack the food off of it into a taco. And you recognize that this meat may have been a dinosaur at some point. It has a certain poultry appearance to it. But it's too big for chicken.
That's good.
There's a whole new meaning to the term cobra chicken.
Ah, there you go. But yeah, you start you make your way over to the old city and the beggars' palaces. And they're the two largest ziggurats of the old city, where a lot of the poorer members of the community live. And around this area is where you find this taco vendor. And he goes, "Hey, tacos! Who wants them?"
Me.
I'll take 4, please.
Come get it. 4 copper, 1 copper each.
It looks like I'm out of copper. I only have a gold. Will you take a gold?
He's buying
mean-
one
Yes.
for the rest of us.
Alright, here's a gold. I think we just have however many.
That's so many tacos.
We might end up.
He makes you 100 tacos. He makes you 10 tacos and says, "Here, just take it. It's fine. This is."
The next 50 tacos are free to whoever walks by.
Yeah. No, he just makes you 10 tacos and pockets the gold and says, that's our deluxe taco deal."
Well, thank you. That's a great deal. Thank you for the discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 130% discount.
See, Yenben, sometimes you just have to know how to play the market.
Hey, John, how many coppers are in a gold, just out of curiosity?
Here, just have a taco. Enough with the mathematics.
Never was much of a math magician.
Meanwhile, Lila is like putting pineapple on a shrimp taco,
Yep.
ignoring both of them arguing.
So what brings you into the old city? What are you looking for?
Go ahead, Galdrin.
Oh, I was just gonna say we're just gonna go chat with somebody. Too fancy.
Oh, I know everybody here. Who you looking for?
You know a guy named Eku?
Oh yeah, she was hanging out over at the orphanage down by Executioner's Run.
Well, and Yenben's like licking taco juice off of his paws. Which way is that orphanage?
Any points towards the Executioner's Run, which is this giant 15-foot deep, 20-foot wide, 100-foot long trench in the ground. And the orphanage just happens to be right next to it. There's kind of a plaza area surrounding Executioner's Run, and then next to it is the orphanage.
Inviting. Ain't that just inviting?
Are you guys gonna stick around for the event going on tomorrow?
What event's going on tomorrow?
Oh yeah, there's a couple of guys who got caught with a map. They're gonna be sent through the run.
What kind of map?
Doesn't matter. Joe Ball arrested him. Sending him through Executioner's Run just for having a map. They're guides. What do they need a map for anyway?
Okay, Yenben would probably know this. Lila would probably know this. Why is a map illegal? I do not recall.
I'm not sure if it's been explained to you guys or not, but I think it was at some point. Joe Ball is the one who is the merchant prince in charge of the guides.
Okay, so is he the one who's
So
like...
if anyone has a map, then that map could be sold and someone else would try to guide people through without having hired one of his guides.
I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Just look at Lila and Mordai and John and don't say anything, but just try and psychically communicate, even though Yenben is not able to psychically communicate. Those are our idiots.
What were their names? I think it was Garul and Fondolo or something like that. Like, something really weird.
Garul and Rondolo.
Never heard of them before.
Yeah. Anyway, they'll be going through the run tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon, evening.
So what happens to the run? What is the run?
Oh, it's so much fun. We don't have a lot of people going through it, but when you get the chance to watch it, it's so much fun. Basically, they'll line the run with T-Rexes or Raptors or sometimes one time they had a Displacer Beast in there, and they drop you in one end, and if you make it to the other end and get out the other side, then you're off scot-free.
That sounds fair.
Is it though?
It's kind of like natural selection.
Okay. If those two were subject to natural selection, I think we would be having a different conversation today. I don't really, just out of character, I don't really want to tell this vendor that we know them because...
Oh, definitely not.
No, of course not.
So I'm gonna look back at you, Yenben, like, I'm picking up what you're putting down, man, but like, we gotta get out of here before.
Yeah, Yenben is definitely of the opinion that is a problem for another day. Like tomorrow.
Yeah, well, yeah. Although, slight annoyance, because we do have places to be.
I mean, you were planning on staying the night anyway.
What time did you say they were running this Executioner's Run, Gambit?
Noon.
And,
I think we... Oh, Jay has joined us. Just give me a quick second, and I'll add him in.
This pause brought to you by Executioner's Run, where only the worst criminals really make it through. Everyone else is dinner.
All right, so we're gonna have to cut there so I can add him in. I think. Oh no, I don't have to. Right. Who's this guy?
God, are we gonna have 2 Technomancers at this rate? This is gonna be wild.
No.
Does this make you the Technomancer's apprentice?
There is no replacing our Technomancer, let's be real.
I'm trying to use my
Brett
magic
is
powers.
as Brett does.
Oh my goodness.
And there he is! Hi, Jay. You'll have to unmute yourself.
Hello. Yes.
Welcome back.
I just didn't want to interrupt while you were... I only got the last half of Executioner. Happy to be here.
Yay.
Yeah, so, Farul and Gondolo, it looks like they got apprehended for having for being in possession of an illegal map and are going to be put through Executioner's Run tomorrow.
We are currently on our way to find Eku in the poorer parts of town, right near Executioner's Run.
And we got you tacos.
Hooray!
I also enjoy the implication that orcish food is the equivalent of like Earth Latin food. Just by virtue of our half orc recommended that we go to a taco vendor, and he's also an orc.
I had
I have no problem with this. This is great.
yeah. I don't know if we're on or not, but I just imagine.
We are on. We are on. I never stopped recording.
Okay, well, I don't
just
know.
threatened to.
I didn't fully describe the orc. I imagine him as having like big Maya style ear spools and like, you know, he's like, I don't know. So he's got the ear spools. He's probably wearing a very faded red, whatever the Chilton equivalent of t-shirt would be. And it's just like,
I feel like they would have a kind of like, they have a lot of loose fitting clothing. So they would have some kind of like wrap or toga type thing that would have the same energy for sure.
yes.
I like it.
And he's in like a little, the little grill house has got like a palapa style roof on it.
So, you now know the location of, you know where to look for Eku.
Well, may as well do one task and
then we should probably
see
head
him.
down to the betting area because I think we have pretty good insight on who to bet for.
well, let's just see how.
I think I would bet all my money that neither of them are going to come out alive.
That's not why I'd be going, friend. I'm not here for the bets.
What do you think? Oh, so by the way, here's
Hey,
the
did you hear?
taco. They gave us a killer deal. 10 tacos for a gold. It's pretty good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, if you buy them one at a time,
Oh.
it only costs you a copper, though.
Killer deal.
Well,
All right.
why don't we head over to Eku, and as we wander over that way, we can discuss things a little more privately about what the fuck we're gonna do.
Sure.
Yeah.
And once we're out of earshot of the vendor, happily munching on our tacos.
And they're big, beefy, like not literally beef, but they're hefty tacos, like, and yummy.
Now I want a taco.
Welcome.
So one, why the fuck would they keep that map? Two, what the fuck are we gonna do about it?
Well, I mean, I don't want to speak ill of our guides, but they don't always show the best judgment. And I don't know. What are we gonna do about them?
I think 20 gold.
20 gold? Do you think we could bust them out in the night? Do you think we could pull that off? Rather than waiting for them to get put in the run tomorrow and then who knows what happens?
See, I think the way we look at it right now, though, is right now we are citizens of the law. If we go and break them out, we'll be citizens of not the law.
Well, it's not like we were planning on staying in town.
Well, why don't we take the long way walking past Executioner's Run before we get to the orphanage? Maybe a bit of a light reconnaissance. See what would even be possible.
As you walk past Executioner's Run, it is a pretty basic space. It's not very big. It's just a giant trench in the ground with a plaza area around it. On the map, it's right there.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that you would normally see there aren't actually... You get the impression that it's sort of... When there's an execution going on, the betting stalls and things like that pop up. Right? They might bring in extra seating and risers so that people can get a view. There's an area on the ground that's painted a different color, or actually, it's not painted, it's tiled differently. And you get the impression that might be to indicate do not cross this line, sort of thing. But yeah, it is 15 feet deep, and you drop in one end and go out the other side of free man.
I think Yenben's less interested in what the actual trench itself looks like, and more interested in what the surrounding buildings would offer in terms of Overwatch.
Yeah, and where the
best Overwatch would be one
dorks
of the nearby
located.
ziggurats.
One of the nearby ziggurats.
Sorry, what was that, Galadriman?
Oh, sorry to interrupt. And also where the dorks are located in relation to overviewing.
You don't see the dorks right now. They wouldn't be brought here until the day of the event, right?
So where are they then?
Good question. Nothing is loading. Roll a history check.
Do-do-do.
Hey.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
Oh, hey, not bad. Not bad, not bad.
I'm just looking for it now. I mean, you guys haven't been in Port Nyanzaru for very long.
No.
And they're being sentenced and executed, and their sentencing is being executed within 24 hours. So you know they're not being kept like at Fort Beluarian or anything like that.
Yeah, they'd be in town.
It might not be where they're being kept, but one place to check might be the Grand Coliseum.
Do they have stalls and stuff underneath the Coliseum that to hold animals or guests, as it were?
It would be your best bet.
Interns?
Combatants? Interns.
You know, involuntary labor? No. Involuntary combatants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that they have Executioner's Run and a gladiatorial coliseum really gives you a sense of what kind of entertainment they enjoy most here in Port Nyanzaru.
Bloodsport.
I mean, it's handy for adventurers.
Well, it's not like they're getting
The Coliseum would be... It's in the kind of the southern half of town, so it's a fair amount. It's a fair ways down there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 20 on the map.
I still wonder, guys, do you think that maybe they did something other than the map to get put in there? Are we just going to free criminals?
Well, I mean, we can always talk to them. It's not like we have to...
Do we really think it would take more than that?
I don't, honestly. These merchant princes seem pretty whimsical, powerful, and arbitrary. Like, it seems like they're the kind of guys who, if they don't like you, they can arrest you, throw you out of town, do what they want to you. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but that's the vibe that I'm getting here, is that they don't, like, personal liberties aren't really high on the priority scale.
Well, not everyone's personal liberties, anyway.
No.
I guess I think that's why I'd like to be liked by them.
You know, John, I'm not going to hold it against you for being part of the capital owning class, but those of us who don't, it can be a little challenging.
The lady's got a point. Mordai, you're awful quiet right now. You got any
Sorry.
thoughts on this?
What? Sorry, I was looking at that new recipe. Got a really neat stuff I figured out. It's gonna be great. What I miss? Look up in my book. What?
Well, Chef, would you consider Chef to be part of the labor class, Mordai?
Yes. Chefs are labor. A lot of moving.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you guys in the guilds here? Are you part of them? Or is there a merchant chef prince?
That's a good question. I have no idea. I got nothing. Spent longer today in this town than I have the rest of my life. Is that how that saying goes?
Yes.
All right. Well, you know, we can solve the problems of the world later. We got fish to fry.
Now I want fried fish.
There's another taco stand over there.
And that's like someone's.
I'm sure it would also have fish. I don't want to get distracted by more food. Let's.
I don't know. I'm excited by what looks like an orcish nona with like tamales and fried fish over there.
I'm so here for this.
Yes, and Eku is over there.
I mean, we could bring Echo snacks. I think she would like snacks.
Are you hungry? Are you
No.
hungry,
No, I'm
Gilligan?
good.
Is that what's going on?
I'm just happy.
You need to run a game. You need to run a food-themed game.
Perhaps it will be an illusory banquet of various fayish shenanigans.
There you go.
Instead of fish? Fey-ish?
Well,
Mordai's
maybe both.
patron is Italian. Anyways, we digress.
Severely. So, what are you guys doing?
All right, let's go talk to Aku. I mean, do we have some tacos
Okay.
left over, John? We should bring. Do we want to bring the orphans some tacos?
Yeah, let me run up to this new taco place here and excuse me, do you have a deal? The other taco stand there gave me 10 tacos for a gold. Would you do the same deal?
Don't listen to him. We just like to buy
Sure.
20 tacos, please.
Perfect. I'll take 10, please.
It takes a few minutes for them to get it together, but they give you 20. They give you 20 fish tacos.
I
Okay.
give him 2 gold.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we take our ill-gotten gains over to the orphanage, and I don't know. What do we find when we arrive? Is it open? Is it closed? Are there children's running around?
Oh yeah. The orphanage is open, and you find Aku. You see a there's a number of adult facilitators, working with the kids, and there's a reception area where they accept new drop-offs or whatever. All of those kind of logistical things going on. There's a cart delivering food in around back to the kitchen, and there's sort of a main mess hall area. It's a little bit broken down, but you see that there are a lot of little repairs that have been done over time to try to maintain the overall structure of the building. It's not well maintained, but it has been maintained, and effort has been put into it. And as you approach, you see an elderly, not super elderly, but like just on the later end of middle-aged sort of thing. Chultan woman with dreadlocks and feathers in her hair, and she's sitting with a group of the kids. There's about 5 or 10 of them sitting in front of her, and she's teaching them to read. And you ask in the reception area, and they tell you that woman is Eku. And there is a picture of what she looks like.
Where?
I just showed you the handout. It said show 2 players.
It did
So it
not show
should
2
pop
players.
up. But
No handout popped up. That's okay.
Go to everyone.
There it
Okay,
is.
no, my computer is just lagging like mad.
Angry at the recording.
Basically.
Can I see anything that's broken or that is in need of repair directly?
Yes, I guarantee you can notice something that's
Okay. Like while we're having this conversation, I'm just like gonna, like, let's say it's I don't know. Give me an example while we're of something that's broken.
How big are you looking for? There's furniture with wobbly legs. There's other furniture that has full-on broken legs with like books and paper and stuff stacked underneath to try to keep it in place. All the way up to there are cracks in the walls.
Okay, so
Some of which look like from kids, and some of them look from years of wear and tear.
okay, well, let's initiate our conversation, and then I will pick some things.
Okay. So Eku sees you all sort of approach and does the sort of like thing that teachers do where they're talking to the class and then they look at you and then they say, "All right, kids, we'll pick up this lesson later, all right? You go be good." And then they go and come over to talk to you.
Are you saying the elf, the tiefling, the bugbear, and the half-orc stand out amongst a bunch of orphans?
More or less.
All right, fair enough.
Yes, I would say you definitely stand out amongst this crowd.
Oh, that wasn't Yenben.
What?
That was me. But anyways,
What brings a bunch of heavily armed adventurers to our humble orphanage?
We're looking for answers.
I'm gonna lean on one of the chairs and realize that it's wobbling. That it's look down and see that it's got like books and papers shoved underneath it, and just like try to quietly, non-obtrusively cast mending on it while she's talking.
well,
she asked you guys a question. She's kind of done talking.
that's okay.
And waiting for a response.
Yenben will respond, or Mordai can, or anyone.
Honestly, John, why are we here? Eating the taco, finishing it up.
All right, Yenben will answer.
We're here to get answers.
Well, first off, we brought tacos.
For
Bacchanal.
the children, I'm assuming? That's wonderful, thank you.
Children, facilitators, whoever.
Sure.
And so for a big greasy bag of tacos.
Wonderful. This is very wet.
Just soggy, just like sauce dripping off the bottom of the bag.
Like when you get the fried chicken, and if the bag isn't at least a little see-through, you know it's not going to be good.
You know what? It's probably not that wet. You guys literally grabbed them and walked across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or maybe they're just that greasy and delicious. I don't know.
Second thing is, and he'll make sure that there's no prying eyes listening in, and kind of lower his voice, even lower than I could do in this voice, and say, Miss Sylvain also said you may have information about a place called Orlunga.
Yes. There's a guardian. Oh, you're with Syndra Sylvain. Yes, it's wonderful to meet you all. How rude. My name is Aku. I'm volunteering here at the orphanage today. I spend a lot of time here and at other charities. But if you're looking for a guide, I'd be more than willing to offer my services. I follow the standard rates that Jobal enforces. A certain percentage goes to Jobal, and a hefty amount goes towards I give to charities like this.
Well, depends. What exactly can you tell us about this guardian? And what
I've never met the Guardian myself, but except I know that they're at the top of the ziggurat in Orlunga.
And I presume they are not friendly.
I would say if you are pure of heart enough to reach the top, the Guardian will be happy to be of service.
Well, that rules me the fuck out.
Yeah, what do they mean by pure of heart exactly? And then I'm gonna put my
There's a series of tests as you ascend to each level of the Orlungan ziggurat, and I'm not sure exactly how many tests, but each one more difficult than the last until eventually you reach the top and get your audience with the Guardian.
Now, we had other inklings of what or who may be at the top of that ziggurat, or reasons to go there. What do you know of what this Guardian gives you?
I know that they are very old. They have lived in Chult for many years. And the horrors and sins of humans are a big part of why they are so reclusive.
Are they? What is the Guardian? Are they like They don't sound like a person. They sound like.
No, I highly doubt they're a person. Though, I have heard stories that people who ascend the ziggurat a second time face no tests and find no Guardian at the top.
Spooky.
Mm-hmm. Very spooky. Perhaps there's some sort of spirit.
Perhaps.
You know what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Caladreman.
Thanks. I'm gonna subtly move to a different chair and put my arms on the back of the chair, realize that it is also broken and or wobbling, and cast mending on it.
And then
Thank you so much. We appreciate the efforts. We don't get a lot of spellcasters coming out to the orphanage these days.
Oh, are we fixing things? Okay, I'll just boldly go to a wall and start casting mending on everything I can see.
Perfect. She's ecstatic. Well, thank you so much.
Least I can do,
I'm not the
considering.
one talking to people. What is happening?
I do not know.
I see a big crack in the wall. I completely ignore Yenben's question and just start mending the wall.
20 years as a fucking hermit. Okay, all right.
When players discover new spells and then find roleplay opportunities, so they ignore the roleplay and just cast the spell.
Uh-huh.
Great, and you're able to fix the whole crack in the wall, and the mural is now completed once more.
The secret chamber opens up, and we get a lot of money.
Yes, there's 100 magic items in there. No.
Well, we'd obviously give them to all the orphans and set them loose upon the city.
Yes, unleash
Our
them.
own private army.
So
Guardian, Ziggurat,
So,
pests.
would you be interested in hiring my services to get you there? I've made the pilgrimage multiple times.
Remind me what the going rate is.
It is
I thought it was like 50 gold.
Like 10 gold.
it's like
10 gold
30
a day?
gold. No, it's what? Gosh darn it!
Now, none
I
of
always
us
forget
remember.
because there's so many different things.
Mhm.
And this, I thought, this is
Now I have to
Yenben's
wait
neck of
for
the
it to load
woods, so do we even need a guide?
Well, that would be the question, right?
I think we'll be fine.
One of the things that we've said is that Yenben has to make survival checks, but the guides do not.
Yeah, fair.
So I guess, does this, sorry to mechanical question, the survival checks, that include moving fast as well? Regular move.
Also includes moving fast.
So the guides could help us move fast
Okay.
and not get lost.
So, guides charge 5 gold per day, and the
Right.
payment for 30 days upfront is standard.
The 30 gold. Sorry, payment for
No,
30 days?
5 gold per day. 5
That's
gold
150
per day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't.
150 gold upfront.
I will. I'll give him 150 gold.
Ron is definitely the big spender today.
I've got a lot of money. And we're in a town. I could just contact my father and get him to send me more.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it can't hurt. Have another guide kicking around. They'll help us go faster. We do have canoes, Miss Eku. So that'll speed up the trip. You ever been to Camp Righteous or Mbala?
I've passed by Camp Righteous, yes. And Mbala is nothing but ruins now. It was wiped out ages ago.
Yeah, we gotta.
Pit stop.
Are you looking for artifacts in Mbala?
Yeah, let's call it an artifact.
Hmm.
Yeah, like a religious one, which is not.
A goblin censer. No need to offend those who are present.
I ain't offended.
I don't know, expensive.
It's not the nicest term, but I've heard worse today. I'm a bugbear walking through a town. You think anyone's really that nice?
Well, there's that.
I mean, it's always levels.
many levels.
So we're hiring her, yes. John's paying, we're hiring her. And
Sure.
we're leaving tomorrow?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Well, we probably
I'm willing
should.
to wait as long as you need. I'll stay here. You'll just... I've got my bag ready. You can just stop by here on your way out of town, and I'll come with you. I don't fight, for the record.
That's
If
okay.
you... Alright.
We've gotten pretty good at doing that ourselves. All right, well, any other information you can offer up about Orlunga and Bala or Camp Righteous?
There's not much left at Camp Righteous.
What happened to Camp Righteous?
As far as I heard, they got overrun pretty quickly after they established it, and then they just sort of... they've moved downriver to try to regain their foothold.
Hmm.
The whole camp got horribly sick.
So we might see them a ways down the river then.
And if they're sick, we should probably avoid the camp. If that was a recent
What
thing.
kind of sick we talking?
Yeah, that would be the question.
The kind where a bunch of hoity-toity Baldur's Gate folk think they can just move in and use their tactics and their strategies, and weren't prepared for any of the bugs or the water and the drainage. And then they all got jungle rot and shivering sickness and everything else that you can do wrong.
Right. Oh yeah, speaking of, you bring your own supplies and shit?
How long are we going to be gone for?
Well, however long it takes us to get to Orlunga and back. Or it may be we part ways at Orlunga and we head elsewhere.
Guys,
You would
I
leave
don't
me?
want to be
You would
the
leave a
bearer-
poor woman in Orlung?
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but I did want to mention, even though I'm against it, we do have to try and get Faru and
Now, just wait.
Farali and my grandma out tonight for that walk, because I promised her to stretch her old knees.
Make a deception check.
Do not go discussing crimes in front of the goody two-shoes.
I mean, I can do some more distracting via mending. I'll start mending some other stuff to create different subject to talk about.
10.
I don't see your roll. Did you roll in roll funny?
You probably won't. It'll probably come up in about
Oh,
half an hour.
okay.
Okay. Computers, they
Fair
are
enough.
struggling today, folks.
Yep. The technology. I'll take your word for it. She says, you're friends with those guides that are going to the run tomorrow?
With an old lady.
The old lady is news to me.
She lives in the higher up part of town, no offense. She just has better taste in buildings.
John's such an ass.
Taste of buildings.
All right.
I'm gonna let you dig yourself out of that one there, Bob. Go for it.
Word, I don't eat that.
You're right. You're right. Eh?
Yes. So
Didn't taste like
anyways,
gingerbread at all.
here's 160 gold. as promised, and we will come back around after I walk my dog. Grandma.
Thank you.
And to answer your other question, we would not leave you stranded in the jungle. But if you know Miss Sylvain, you know we are doing things that require speed.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, I'm sure you... I know what... She told me about what your mission was.
That was going to be my next question, is what do you already know?
I believe your mission to be true and valuable. And I mean, somebody's got to do it. And I'm glad to see you doing it.
Yeah, we're somebody, I guess. Now, I don't want...
But I'm not a fan of liars.
Well, generally we're not, but sometimes you find yourself in morally gray areas with less than wise companions.
I believe Gruel and Gondola would qualify as that for certain.
So we'll do our best to be honest with you. Not always with the time card.
I do not believe that they deserve to die in the run. But there might be a better chance for them.
Oh? What chance are you thinking?
It is not common practice, but sometimes for lesser offenses, they are allowed to have someone run in their stead if someone volunteers, or to have assistance from the sidelines, so long as the animals are not harmed.
Well, now that changes every damn thing, doesn't it?
If you talk to one of the guards and petition and ask them, they'll guide you in how to petition Joe Ball to run in their stead or follow one of those other procedures. If Joe Ball allows it. You'll have to persuade him.
All right. I guess I know where we're going next then, friends, eh?
It's a busy day. A lot of walking.
I guess so.
Stand.
I
recommend going in the morning. He is always in a better mood after breakfast.
Well, good
For
thing we have
now,
to be here tomorrow anyways.
Right. For now, maybe enjoy the town, get some rest. And I'll be here waiting for you. And I won't charge you for any of the days before we leave. That seems fair.
That's much appreciated.
Of course.
Indeed.
What about if we don't take 30 days to get you back here?
Then we can either settle that up on the road or when we get back. But
Fair enough.
ideally, I prefer to be paid at least 1 week in advance going onward from there.
Fair enough.
So that would be 10 days in advance. So groups of 300. No, wait. It's 5 gold a day. So it's like...
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this is 10
math.
days worth
So
of
50
money.
gold.
But, you know, if we're out there 20 days, a whole different kettle of fish. All right.
We'll
I mean,
call it a
last time you guys
retainer.
were... last time you were out for, what, 26, 25 days? Something like that before
and
you
we
got
walked
back?
the whole time, but now we got
Well,
short.
no,
now.
the first 4 days we were in town.
Yeah.
And then we were out for like 21 days. So, and then we were on a ship. Yeah.
If you have the money for a ship, that's also an option. That would be the fastest way to Oralunga, unless you really want to go to Camp Righteous and Camp Vengeance. By canoe, we can, if we rush it, we can make it to Camp Righteous in a couple of days. And
Yeah, I think that's
Camp
probably going.
Vengeance in maybe 2 more.
Well, we already bought the canoe,
All right.
so I think that's the road we're going to take. And well, road, river, whichever. All right. Well, why don't we go talk to one of these guards, see if we can get a bit of assistance for our erstwhile friends.
So
That's a fun word to say in this accent.
Erstwhile.
So you talk to the guards, and he sends a runner to book an appointment with Joe Ball first thing in the morning.
After breakfast.
After breakfast, yeah.
After breakfast. Oh, also, could I quickly ask the guard, is it, because I assume it's happened before, is it one, if there's a replacement, is it one replacement per crime or one replacement per person who's taking the run?
One person gets one champion.
Okay. We could just double up and just have one super speed bear. Then Bob's your uncle.
Yeah,
Well, it could be a hasted bear, or it could be a hasted yenben.
that was kind of what I was thinking. Now that said,
There's plans and strategies that you can all talk about offline.
one question I would ask the guards though is, do the prisoners go in armed, or are they just?
For the safety of the animals, no. The point is not to fight your way through. The point is to get to the other side.
Right.
Yeah, they're very concerned about the safety of the animals because they're more expensive than the criminals.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It just changes the strategy that Yenben would use, because otherwise, yes, he was going to kill everything in that pit.
He's gonna try.
Yes, he was.
He might be bugbear snacks later, but
And I guess the other question would be rules of magic use for contestants or
yes.
helpers.
You'll have to discuss that with Joe Ball.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay.
Fair enough.
Those restrictions and stuff would be placed based on the severity of the crime, based on all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Based on
Okay.
how persuasive you guys are, things like that.
I guess we're talking to a merchant prince, a psychic, and some criminals tomorrow morning.
Yeah, right. It's going to be a busy morning.
Yeah.
Just welcome to Port Nyanzaru, folks.
Who's psychic?
The guy at the
Grandfather's a
Templars for us.
Sinbad. Oh. Yeah, I guess, well, just in case we do have to beat a hasty retreat, why don't we ensure we are well stocked and supplied?
Yeah.
And, yeah, we'll go from there. Again, Ben, buys all of the supplies we need.
You guys have already talked to me about what those supplies are going to be, and we can track those all on a spreadsheet and everything down the road. So you go.
Shopping
After you've
montage.
done all of your shopping, it's probably getting close to time to call it a night.
Fair enough. Does anyone know any other taverns than the Thundering Lizard, or is it just that one?
There's also Kira's House of Repose.
That's the fancy one, right?
No, it's just quieter.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Does it have a
One
sign
is
outside
rowdy,
that
one is quiet.
Kira permits
hard
no
to
pub
say.
crawls? Is that what I'm...
Basically.
Well, are we done for the evening, gentlemen and lady?
I mean, could go for a beverage.
I wonder if they'll let me borrow their kitchen.
You can always ask him, Mordai.
I mean, I'd be curious to see what you can do with a full-blown kitchen.
Indeed.
A couple of hot stones and a recently dead animal, you seem to do just fine, so a real kitchen could be interesting.
There's a lot of possibilities there.
So the quiet one or the rowdy one?
I'm for the quiet one, but
John, which
What do y'all
one do you
think?
want?
I don't mind either. If we go to the quiet one, I suppose the only thing that I'll do before bed is I'll contact my father to get us some more money in the morning, and then apart from that, tonight.
How are you planning on contacting him?
I'll use sending.
Do you have that spell?
Yeah.
2 spells every time you level up.
Nice. He says, yes, excellent. What do you say, actually, when you cast sending? You get 25 words.
It's 25 words. I think he just said it as short as possible. Just, hello, Papa. It is John. Please send more money. I'm running low. Thank you.
This is XOXO.
Excellent. Yes, of course, of course. Where? Where are you staying? I'd be happy to send you some money. And how much do you need?
Uh-oh, there's a second use of sending.
Yeah, if you want to send another one, you have to cast sending again.
That's fine. We're sleepy. It's fine.
How many spell slots do you have for that?
I've got 3.
Okay.
Yes, Papa. Where are we at? We're in
Fort Ninezaru.
Fort Ninezaru.
Fort Ninezaru, and you're staying at Kira's House of Repose.
So I just relay that. And 200 coins, please. Thank you, Papa.
Yes, of course. I'd be happy to do that. Make sure to let me know what your room number is, and I'll pull some strings and get some money to you as soon as possible.
Just burning through all those 3rd level spell slots.
Oh, and congratulations on learning the sending spell. I didn't know you could do that.
Okay, well, I won't use the 3rd one until we figure out all of the information that I need.
Yeah.
Now remember, John, all the information. Put it in the message. You gotta do it one, man.
It's a learning curve. Magic is weird.
Isn't it a 3rd level spell or
It's a
something?
3rd level spell.
Brutal. But yeah, so you guys want to go to Kira's House of Repose then, right?
Yes.
It's Kira or Kira?
Kira with a K. I keep trying to call it Kenna's House of Repose, and it is not the same.
That sounds like a mausoleum and not a bar.
Yeah.
Yes. So Kira's House of Repose, as you approach it, it's actually just across the street from the Thundering Lizard, but immediately you notice that this is much more focused on it has silks and fuzzy blankets and all this stuff that's draped down and across loosely over every doorway and through every hall and on every ceiling, to the point where as soon as you walk through the threshold, everything just feels quieter just by that little bit. And there's no magic involved. It's just sound treatment.
And before we get too far in, I'm just going to quickly do a few spell casts to try to clean up us in the best way that I can with some prestidigitation. Prestidigitation, yes.
Presto. Just call it Presto. It's okay.
Presto. I don't think we've had like cleany stuff yet, and it looks soft. And there's like, wait, hold on, clean ourselves up before we go in.
I mean, there is a temple that you can go to bathe. The Temple of Sune, I believe it's called.
I mean, I would not mind a bath. I'm not gonna mince words about that.
Walk through plenty of rain. What y'all talking about?
Now, Yenben, I know that, you are a man of simple needs, but a bath is not the same as a shower.
I don't trust warm water that much. Okay.
It can be relaxing. So telling me the bugbears never got in a hot spring after a good raid?
No, we did.
That's hot water. It's not warm water, damn it.
Yeah, there's. Man,
I got your-
bathtubs. I don't understand. Anyway,
I got your back in, Ben.
Yeah, thank you.
So you come in, you settle down, and I'm gonna try to expedite this a little bit. You get your rooms, you get your drinks, everything's fine, the night's winding down. Do you stay in, what rooms does everybody want to stay in? Like, do we want to pair up? Do we want everybody in separate rooms?
How much is it per room?
Yeah.
It's very reasonable. It's like half a silver per night, something like that.
How many rooms are on a floor?
There's 6.
I'll just buy them all.
Just buy a floor.
Just get the whole floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
For 3 silver? Yeah, okay.
May as well.
Then we have
Sure.
a room for our stuff, like a room for luggage and whatever.
Well, it's also, for the getting money sent, if it's a little off, we still have that room.
John's just being a big spender.
So the question then becomes, do you all want to stay in separate rooms? Or who wants to sleep in separate rooms? If you've got the whole floor to yourselves.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having a room to myself, but also I'm a little bit.
We're all a little bit like, all right, what's the DM planning?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'll go in my own room. I think John. I don't even think John really thinks about it. He just goes into a room.
Yeah, fair.
That's the door, and then
He just walks right down to the end of the hallway to the last room and just goes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Yenben would take his own room too. I've got
Alright.
a lot of eyes on him lately, and that's weird.
Yeah.
So then just Mordai and Lila.
Well, yeah, I can take my own room, but can I do like a little perception or investigation just to kind of see how secure it looks to my jungle faring eyes?
What are you looking at? Your room?
Yeah, I'm looking at my room or generally the floor specifically to see do the windows lock? Do I feel safe and cozy in here? Or do I feel like we need to have alarm spells?
So all of the windows are locked. The room that John picked, you actually notice, is totally jammed, and even when it's unlocked, will not open. But all of the doors have standard tavern locks, right? There's one door and one window per.
No high security facility here. Just
Not really, no.
that's okay.
Well, Mordai, do you mind casting an alarm spell or two just in case? I mean, I know we're not in the jungle, but
Or would you like to cast the alarm spell?
I can ritual cast. I can pretty much enough to just the interior of everybody's room. So if somebody
Okay.
comes in, goes off.
Sure.
I feel like that's a good idea.
And then either before or after I do that, I want to ask one of the tavern people to ask if I could rent or use their kitchen for either before breakfast or just before breakfast, whenever before their busyness starts.
Mhm.
That
Sure.
was-
You
so-
want to try to work for your stay kind of thing?
Well, it's not necessarily. It's also more for I wanted to use some of the stuff for that thing that we planned to get a little taste of it now before we go into the jungle, if that's all right with you.
Sure. That's totally fine.
Just to see how it works. It's new stuff, and if it goes good, it goes good. If it doesn't, well, then I don't have to clean the kitchen, hopefully.
Well, if you do, we can always prestidigitate it.
Yeah, and it also allows the staff to wake me up before breakfast, so I'll get everybody else up before our appointment because there's no alarms or anything. So having people come back so we're not late. I don't know what breakfast time is in Chult.
Before John goes to bed, I think he shuts the door, waits for a minute, and then realizes that he forgot to send the last message. And so he's going to walk outside because he wants this message to be private. So he's going to go outside the tavern, just outside the front of the tavern. And then he's going to pull out his singing stone and he's going to say, "Hello, Papa."
Wait, no, the sending stone goes to Cinder Sylvain.
Oh, sorry, not the sending stone.
Sending spell.
No, please continue.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the sending stone.
No, I don't think he does. But yeah, he's going to cast
the
sending.
last sending message, and he's going to say, "Hello, Papa. I'm staying on this floor. We bought all the rooms, so just give it to any room. 200 coins. By the way, how is the family doing while I'm away?" And then he's just going to kind of stand outside and kick rocks until he waits for a response.
He does not respond.
Is he all tapped out on sendings himself?
He's entitled to a response as part of John casting the spell, but John gets the sense that he ends the response before he actually says anything.
You just hear breathing.
Kind of. Like, it's the equivalent of you call somebody and then they think about, you hear breathing on the other line and then they hang up.
Okay, John is going to turn to the door and start walking back in.
Before you do, Mordai, you hear one of the alarms going off.
Oh, which one? The John's?
It's going into... You hear a series of them. 2 in the hall, and then 1 going to John's room.
Going to kind of burst out my door, like, hello?
You see that the door to John's room is ajar.
It's not a door anymore?
Correct.
What kind of magic is this?
It has been transformed into a jar.
I'm gonna do a quick gaze around the hall, make sure I don't see nothing too suspicious, and then I'm just gonna quickly hop to John's room and I just peek in and go, "Hey there, John."
You peek in, you do not see John, but you see one of the staff in like a full-blown, old-fashioned French-made outfit making the bed.
Making the bed?
And they don't even look at you. Yep, they're making the bed.
Still night. Has it become morning, or is it still before sleeping?
You guys have not gone to bed yet. You hear a woman's voice. They don't turn to look at you, and they say, I'm sorry. Just tidying up. It was a rush order. We weren't ready for the whole floor yet. Just cleaning.
All right. Sorry for the spook. Seems legit to me. And I will go back to my room. I guess reset the alarm spell, I suppose. Once I'll kind of just loiter, I guess.
Okay. You loiter, you try to, you're waiting for her to leave the room and then recasting it on John's room?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So you do that, and then, as you're coming back to your room, you bump into John in the hall.
Hello, John. All go okay?
Oh yeah, of course. He said that he's going to send the money through promptly. No worries.
Excellent. Well, I just saw your bed was all made nice and tidy, so I think hopefully, it'll be nice to get a full, proper night's sleep.
See what I say, Mordai? You give them a little bit more coin, and they do extra services like making your bed again. It happens all the time. I will, I guess.
And I will take that to heart.
Yes, lessons learned, Mordai.
Just always spend extra money.
Always.
This is an important lesson that Mordai will take to heart.
Mordai will
And
remember this.
The very impressionable young Mordai will learn.
All right, have a good sleep, Mordai. I'm just gonna
You
watch
too. Have a good night.
As you all get ready for bed, and sorry, I just have to think now for a second. You all get ready for bed and fall asleep. So, how does everyone sleep? Do you lay in the bed? Do you tend to stay up and then collapse at a desk working? How do you move forward with this?
With one eye open.
Of course. Yenben, as you sleep, you notice that it is actually incredibly hard to hear anything outside of the room. The noise treatment, though very calming, is actually really, really effective. You don't hear any extra noise from your teammates. Mordai, what were you going to say?
I was going to say burrito as deeply as possible.
Burritoed up?
Yes.
Very nice. Lila?
I like to sleep not with I like to sleep with just one blanket, and Lila doesn't really like pillows. So she's kind of got her one blanket around and shaped it into a pillowy type of unit, but and then she's just kind of feet sticking out the one time she doesn't have her boots on.
And John, how do you enter your trance?
I think John sits kind of cross-legged on the bed, and then he starts trancing, and then he kind of just falls asleep anyways. And I think
And he flops back onto the bed?
Yeah, and I think Retithris just crawls up onto his face, and his fingers are hanging in John's mouth. So every time he snores, the fingers go into his mouth, and then we both out the fingers.
The night goes on, and you all wake up, and Lila and Yenben, you are both out in the tavern, waiting a little bit too long for John and Mordai.
I mean, do we have
We got places to
snacks? Yeah, we got places to be. Where? Wait! I thought Mordai said he was making something. What's going on?
be. Did.
Can I investigate the kitchen for snacks and Mordai?
Mordai is not in the kitchen. You ask the staff, and they say that he never came down. They're about to send somebody up to check on him.
We'll go as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang. Let's go Mordai's door first, I guess.
You knock on Mordai's door, and there is no answer.
Knock on John's door.
Also no answer.
Well, shit. Do we have their keys?
Yeah, that's a good question.
For these purposes, I'm willing to say that you all have like shared keys and stuff. That makes
Fair
sense
enough.
to me.
Arrow knocked.
So, which
All right.
door do you open?
Lila, which one do you want to go in first?
Well, which one's closer to us?
You just
Mordai's?
checked John's door, so you're standing there right now.
Okay. Well, I guess this is as good as any. Let's see what let's see what we got in here.
Yenben's gonna actually pull out the wand of fear.
Good call. Good thinking.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I'll cast guidance on myself real quick while we're standing here.
Just going in locked in, like this went from happy vacation days to all right, breach and enter.
Well, better safe than sorry when it comes to surprise rolls.
Open the door cautiously, slowly. I'll have you both make a stealth check.
23.
14 and a 23. Very nice. Very stealthy. You open the door in the dead of night, and on the bed you see sprawled out is John with a burned hole in his chest.
Wait, I thought it's morning. Isn't it morning? Sorry. I mean,
you're right. It's not the dead of night. The sun is slowly rising. It is the early morning dim.
Okay. The
so we
gray light
see
of dawn.
You open the door, and laying on John's bed, laying on top of the covers, his legs crossed, him laying back, he has 3 holes in his chest. The sheets are soaked with blood.
Does this look magical or material or?
Yenben.
This looks like he has been assassinated and stabbed.
Yenben surveys the room.
Yeah.
The first thing you notice is the draft. The window is open. The window isn't just open. Someone removed the window. The one that was jammed that you couldn't open. Someone seemingly took the panes out and lowered them.
Okay. Can I just cast Detect Magic just for kicks and gigs?
I'm gonna check if John's alive.
Yeah, also.
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Your Detect Magic finds nothing.
30-20.
Nice.
Dirty 20 to John is outright, totally deceased. He's cold.
Yenben just curses. Yenben just says, fuck, Mordai, and leaves the room.
Yeah, I'm having the same thought, and I'm immediately like we're running into each other in the doorway because
you rush out, you rush over to Mordai's door, you unlock it, you fling it open, and you see Mordai is bundled up in a burrito, wrapped up and constrained.
Constrained?
Yeah, he wrapped himself up in a burrito.
Okay, but not magical ropes tied himself up, but he is happily burritoed. I check if he's alive.
He's not happily burritoed.
He's not happily
Mordai,
burritoed. Okay.
You are paralyzed.
Okay.
Can I? Let's see here. Checking.
I think Yanben's going to holler down to the staff that there's been a fucking murder.
And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Okay. All right. Well, Mordai, don't
Bob the
worry.
Krill, thank you so much for joining us in your last session with us. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give you a proper send-off.
No, it was awesome. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the journey.
We'll miss you, buddy.
And you are welcome at my table anytime.
I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
As for the rest of you,
Yes, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed. I know I have. And we'll see you next week. So long.
Farewell.
Bye.
Or, I don't know.